Camera's already rolling, so there we go. We've already watched this movie, but you know. So what did you think when you saw that I added the singing? Haley said that you were gonna hate it.
Yeah. The word horror, I really, let's just say, there's a reason why there's no, I'm not in any musicals. I think I definitely won't be for a while.
For the longest time, it was just the scene where Papa and Ghost are just talking to each other. That was the opening. It just like walked right into that. But I found this in just like the clips, and I was like, it's too good not to have in here. But the theatrical version doesn't have it. It just has the original. I don't know how else I could have opened the film and make it good without this. Look at that.
Yeah.
You remember you ran upstairs to get the mic? There's a bunch of clips of this. There's a lot of versions of just this performance that will be released to the public.
Oh. Oh.
For that Instagram, so that,
Is
you know,
that a
people can
threat?
sit. Wow, stuck in your head is a threat to your political career when it takes off, and be like, Nina Maxwell.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why I feel like no one will be able to find this.
Well, it's gonna be on YouTube eventually. It's actually live right now on the Patreon. For like $3 if anyone really, really was desperate. I was gonna have a screening for the whole film, but you know, there was a virus or something like that, some sort of virus. I have never, you know, I don't know anything about viruses. No, it's nothing. Yeah, it's like what?
Yeah.
No, I don't even know. I don't even know what it's called.
I don't think we need to get political.
No. It's like it's harmless anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard it's just flu.
It's just yeah, it's a radical flu from Russia. Yeah.
Antifa flu?
Yeah. So after this movie comes out, what you know, you gonna like just if engineering doesn't work out, are you gonna take up a film career?
Not to disappoint. I know a lot of people have been telling me that I need to take up acting. Actually, since I was little, they've told me.
Really?
Really?
Well, you know, time has changed. It's time to get out of the being little and just go into the film industry. That clip right there in the beginning, the B-roll of just the building, was $160.
It looks professional.
It
It's good.
was not mine, so yeah.
Oh. Well, this is cool too. I like this part.
I was gonna add like what is it typewriter sound effects, but I felt like just the way it looked was fine because it came in on the beat, so I thought it looked fine. This is Eric's legs, but when I was showing this to somebody else, they were like, "Why is someone just walking?"
Yeah. I didn't realize that. I was like, okay, nice legs.
Nice legs, yeah. The monitor right there. So the one thing that says program is playing over and over again. It's just a clip I tossed into the thing. That's how they did the news. And then I turned on all the cameras in the studio and I just pointed them in different directions in the hallway outside and just said, all right, cool. They were super excited to be in the film. If you remember the script, I color-coded the whole thing. And his color was pink, and the other guy's was brown. So I tried to get him to wear a pink tie, but he didn't have one. I don't know. I just have this weird thing of color coding. I did the same thing with Hunchback, the Hunchback of Burtonsville. The whole script is color coded, and now like all the outfits reflect the colors that I color coded them to the film for. That's why Alex is wearing red plaid. I wanted red plaid because I color coded Alex red in the script, and then Steve was blue in the script, and he wears the blue sweatshirt and shirt. I work in colors. That's the one thing English class taught me was annotations, you know?
You know, that's really interesting that we were just on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
I just showed up wearing a red flag.
Right, yeah, we
We
just knew. Your
I guess
audition...
That was just Alex's mind reading working.
Yeah, exactly, right, because it's based off of your life. It's,
Right.
you know...
Right.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Now that she actually has powers...
Ooh.
You know, it really shows how much the film... I mean, the whole film is kind of like a documentation of, like, what the whole crew learned from the beginning of stuck in your head to the end. I know this was like our first shoot, right? I don't know what our last shoot was, but there's a scene when you're walking in the hallway where it cuts to the girls bullying Michaela, and then it cuts back, and that cutting back part was like way later. That was shot like way later in the script. Scene 4. That was actually, remember that was the day when the kids in the hallway were doing their jogging, and then the track coach was like, "Hey, get out of here!" And then Mr. Casper was like, "Whoa, wait, that's not necessary." I remember that very fondly.
And there was that also the day of the scavenger hunt?
Yeah. For what class was it, or what club was it? One of the
Sports
yeah,
people.
one of those
I think
ones.
it was lacrosse.
You know, it's oh gosh, one of the teachers. There was a teacher whose name Slaughteroff. Because we were using Mr. Slaughteroff's room for B-22 for that scene. Mr. Slaughteroff was supposed to be in the film, but for some reason there was like a scheduling conflict where he ended up not being able to get in that scene. Like when you hand off your paper, there was supposed to be a thing of him like talking to you, and it was supposed to display you using your powers on him to like open up the film again. Actually, you know how you're holding the script the whole time? So that whole idea, there was a huge like scripted build-up point of you having the script in your hand that just never got to be finished. There was because it was raining the day we were supposed to shoot it, which was like the week of graduation. Was that the week of graduation when we were in your garage with all the green screen stuff?
Yeah.
Right. It was like around then. We were supposed to shoot a scene where you throw out the script, and then you high five Steve at some point, and then you're like, "Why did I throw away the script?" So you run off set, and you were supposed to take the script from. Do you remember reading that in the? You take the script from the crew, but the problem was that even if we wanted to shoot that scene, it was just Haley and myself and David who are in the movie the whole time, so it wouldn't have really worked out. We broke into that room.
Really? Mm-hmm. Is that like the teacher's lounge or something?
It is the sports office. You know where the gymnasium is? I don't know, it's one of those offices, but we just went in through it. They left the door locked on the one side, but unlocked in the gym. So we just went in there, and we're like, yeah, sure. We'll shoot that.
Alright, hopefully, Mr. McNaughton is not one of your
Mr. McNaughton,
high-paying Patreon people.
He saved this whole movie. When we were shooting the green screen car scenes outside with my uncle and you and Maggie, remember that custodian came outside and was like, "You can't be here," and then I was like, "Call Mr. McNaughty, call him right now," and he called him. McNaughton's like, "Oh yeah, it's Jacob Kelly. Okay, it's Jacob Kelly. Yeah, it's fine."
That's nice.
This scene on the paper, because originally Dr. Phil was supposed to be John Janal, who was our makeup artist.
Right.
He did like the makeup for everybody else. His picture is on that paper, but it didn't get seen on screen. So
that's why we replaced him.
well, no, it was another scheduling conflict. Ryan was casted like then.
Yeah.
We were having the poster photos with Olivia, and we were like, "What? John can't make it today?" And Ryan was like, "I can do it." And we're like, "Can you make this date in particular?" And he was like, "I don't care." And then he just got casted. This right here, the Dr. Phil joke, killed me. It wasn't even my original idea. In fact, I think it was Emma Crowningshield's idea to add a Dr. Phil joke, and I thought it was hysterical. Which means that most of my comedic talent isn't original.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't get the joke either.
You didn't? What do you mean?
I thought the joke was, what's his name? Fill her up?
Doc, that is his name. Yeah, fill her up.
Right, so I thought that's just what you were laughing at.
Right.
And then it was Dr. Phil, and I didn't think about that.
See, but Emma did, and that's why it made it into the film.
Yeah, I'm glad that he clarified.
Yeah.
I was the target audience.
I most of the names, right? It was Ben Dover, Dr. Phil. Oh, Mr. Koff. His first name is Jack.
Right.
I tried to have the GraphCom class make me a teacher sign, like, those little desk things, saying Mr. Jack, so that whenever they said cough and someone just read the sign, it would have come all together, but I never got to do that. This is the first thing I edited, this conversation.
Yeah.
How many takes was this?
Like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, something like that.
It went from 3 to 6. You doubled it. It was a lot. I remember earlier when you're walking down the hallway, that's like 6 different takes all into one splice. If you looked at the timeline on Final Cut that I was using to edit, it's just like different takes on top of each other to line it through.
Yeah, I think you should have gone with a different actress. I think you need to fire whoever did your
casting.
Because,
Me?
Yeah.
Me and Sammy Trainer?
Yeah.
Who was another one that was just like, I'm doing something after school, do you want to stay? And she's like, okay. Yeah, that was just... Yeah. I still have your audition tapes. I remember...
You're going to post it on Instagram, too?
Yeah, of course. What do you mean? You were... Originally, because writing the film, I like had specific people in mind. Alex, I originally planned Catherine Copa to play. She was in She Kills Monsters. She's a good friend of mine. She just had like the sassy attitude that I was looking for, but she didn't come back for callbacks. Who is the other girl? Nina, the one that shares your one that shares your name. She was the only one that brought me a headshot, which I really wanted headshots for IMDb, but her audition was just fine. It was fine. I'm not trash talking anyone on camera. Her audition was fine.
It was very good.
Yes. And Bend Over was originally supposed to be Ryan Murray, who ends up playing Dr. Phil. But Ryan didn't come to callbacks, so it ended up going to David, who was awesome. I loved every second of having him on set. Even though some moments I felt like I intimidated him with like when we would break character, and then like we tried to continue in character, and then like we would get into like yelling or whatever. Sometimes I felt like I would almost upset him, but I almost felt bad, but it was all in character, David. I love you. This too, Lindsay Cook is just I saw her outside the hallway. She like got out of something and just stood there and watched. In the background, Navon, he like had to go in the middle of the shoot, but him and Haley were wearing like almost the same clothing. So there's a cut where it's Haley's shirt behind me and not Navon, and you wouldn't notice it.
That.
But it looks almost flawless. I think the color is like a little off or whatever. Oh my gosh, Mr. Wheelahan.
Where do you even begin? What a guy.
I was so lucky to get him to do this. Initially, again, Mr. Ghost and Papa were supposed to be my TV teachers, Casper and Lut. I could not have left the WTF moment in the original shot when Miss Evans was dictating how this movie was meant to go. So I remember I got called into the office once, and Miss Evans was like, I think she told me that some of the film was sacrilegious. And before she called me in, Mr. Casper like pulled me aside and was like, "Look, I understand that you are not the most sensitive human being. Please just yes her to death. Just get with it, because she's the only reason you can do this film." And she made a couple of script adjustments. And so, I mean, I love Miss Evans. I absolutely adore Miss Evans. She was super supportive of the film, but way early, like when she adjusted it, I gave her a part in the credits as script editor.
You really just wanted to
I just had to put it out there.
As you could.
I had to extend them as long as I possibly. I think it mostly is a template. But Mr. Wheelahan is absolutely incredible. He lost a lot of weight. I saw him not too long ago.
Yeah.
This was a really good shoot as well. What were your thoughts on like working with Mr. Wheelahan?
Yeah, he was good. There's not much acting there for me. That's just how I act around teachers. I just do a lot of kind of pained smiling expressions. I'm like, oh, thank you for your time. I just don't want to be a nuisance. So yeah, if you were wowed by that, that's all me.
That was all natural, right? That was total experience. You're like, yeah, this one time I had that experience with a teacher, and I just, I adapted that into my performance.
Yeah, I actually like the way that you spun it.
Yeah.
So we'll go with that.
Yeah, I was very fortunate to get Mr. Whalehan to do this. He's so funny.
Yeah, he really is.
Everyone else too. I know. Even though Michaela wanted to be in the film, Michaela, who is when we were doing auditions and we did the callbacks and we were doing all those games with and I got you, Michaela, and Mariana to perform that scene, right, where it was like, what was it, a therapy scene or whatever, where like Michaela was the doctor and like you were the daughter or something like that.
Yeah.
It was so. The three of you were easily the best actresses there.
Thank you.
I wish I could have had Michaela act more in this, but she was super on board to do scripting and behind the scenes stuff. Still, she runs an Instagram called Where's Jacob Kelly.
Oh,
It's the greatest thing.
I wonder, has she posted during coronavirus?
Yeah, usually a lot of the time it's just an update on what's going on in my life, like just randomly. But it's really funny because she has like a group, like 5 or 6 people that run this Instagram where every time I see them in public, they like chase me down like paparazzi and take my photo, and then they re-upload it to this Instagram, and half the time I don't even notice it. Like, I'll just be, like, one time I was in Denville Dairy, and just, boom, got me somewhere.
Wow.
And then you just see it on the Instagram, and you're like, how the hell do you find me? Like,
wow.
This scene I wanted to do ADR for, but we never got the chance. I think the audio came out just fine enough. I think this was the first shoot I did after breaking up with Emma.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, so going back to the Instagram.
Yeah.
Is that, and feeling like you have paparazzi, would you say that's the way that you feel like this movie has changed your life?
Yeah, no, definitely. Being an A-lister has become, it's completely life-changing, honestly. This kills me. This green screen.
Yeah, the glare on the windshield is very...
Where you see the top of your garage and the...
Yeah.
I tried my best with this. Eventually, it got to the point where I just let it be as ridiculous as possible in the background. With the there's a part where I backed up into the driveway.
It's so good. Halfway through, when we were watching this for the first time, and I see that we're going backwards, and I guess I was zoned out because I think it's right here.
No. This is a spot. We just stopped. There's no. There's
not even like
the car stays stiff, but everyone.
Well, I thought that I wasn't paying attention, that we were going in reverse the whole time, and then I realized that no, it's just
Oh, look at the camera bounces.
Don't even
Nope, don't even shift. Doesn't shift at all. I should have made it spin around and we should have ended up in different worlds and stuff. Oh, that would have been so funny. I should have just ran with the ridiculousness.
Or we can't forget, I guess it'll come up next time I'm in the car, but when I'm driving and I'm supposed to be looking through scripts, and I had never driven before. So not only was I supposed to drive in an area with other people, but I was also supposed to be holding scripts in one hand and flipping and looking back and forth.
Well, that was the best we could do with the whole
don't get me started
stealing stealing the script from the crew. I think with what it came out with, it worked. This, I think your mom was right. The music was a little too loud to catch the jokes. Like the whole that hair flip is on point.
What a ham bone. That's what.
The joke with the notebook. I feel like I don't know if that. I do not know if that's copyrighted because I quoted it word for word. Also, I'm super impressed by how well this came out, being that every single take is individual.
Awful.
Well, they worked. We figured it out. This was actually my least favorite thing to edit. The car itself So because the green screen is like less than a foot behind us because we were in the garage, you're supposed to be like 4 feet from a green screen for it to read. So besides the fact there's a bunch of blur in the background, the car reflected the green. So those are two different takes on top of each other of the car, like it's cut across the trim. Your arms are just the car is trimmed over without green screen, so we get our reflection on top, and then the ones with you is just a different behind that other take with green screen. This is a video, the background.
Oh, that's cool.
This is like 2 seconds of a video. I don't know if you were there that day, but there was a scene where Navon, myself, and David were singing "Bring Me Up, Buttercup," and "Build Me Up." What'd I say? Bring Me Up.
Bring me up.
Fired. Build Me Up, Buttercup, and like right before we walked into frame. This is what I got, so I didn't have to go back and like capture that footage, which is something I was dreading to do. So it's just 2 clips back to back and then playing back and forth. I don't know why I added that zoom in. I don't regret it, but I can't justify it.
No, it's okay. I think that's a lot of this movie is just unjustifiable.
Madness.
Yeah, but it works.
I think it came together in the editing room. Like that is not. I mean, you can obviously tell it goes from green screen to realistic, but I think it works.
Yeah.
This is flipped. This was filmed the other way, but in order to match it with the green screen, I had to flip it. So thank God.
You couldn't just flip the green screen?
No, but there was a reason. I think it's because of where we walk in later in the. Oh, when we were driving to the car, I'd have to flip all of the other stuff of us driving in the other direction. So it was just easier to flip just this scene in order to.
Okay.
There was a specific reason why I had to flip this, and it looks fine. I'm just lucky there's no writing on like anyone's shirt or anything like that.
You have a very symmetrical face.
Oh, symmetrical. That's very important. According to Heather McNamara. What is it? Heather McNamara, right? Macadamia nut. This frustrates me actually right here because there was a better clip that I had of this, and for some reason it would not let me put it into the film. I would drop it into the timeline and it wouldn't let me export it, so I had to go back to this clip.
Was it corrupt?
It wasn't. I don't know if it was corrupted because it had the picture. It just wouldn't let me export it if I had that clip in there.
Well, it still looks good.
Yeah, it came out fine. I'm also glad I got my grandparents' house in the film. They're still open during this whole virus thing.
They were alive. Oh.
Yeah, this also came out so much better than it should have.
Yeah.
So it does
my
not
gosh.
deserve to look. I salvaged it I dropped a bunch of filters on top, and I don't even think it was supposed to look like a dream sequence. I think I just did that for some reasons.
Well, I do say wake up at the end. So.
Yeah, right. Which totally worked out. I think that was planned after I edited this, though. I'm pretty sure I edited this and was like, that's when I gave you the camera to go home with. I think after I put this together, I was like, we're going to do that. The only problem with doing this dream sequence like that is that in the next dream sequence, I couldn't have it be so slow. Because otherwise it would have, like, tripled the time of that clip. And then, I wanted to capture as much of that conversation.
So, now you know. Sorry, continue.
Oh well, this contest entry was also really good. This was the only one that made like a fake story, which is really funny. But the other dream sequence, if I delayed it as much as I did the other one, it just would have been ridiculous to have to listen to you guys talking about Aunt Janine and like a 20-minute clip instead of 3 minutes or whatever. Actually, this is funny too. You can see that the totally fake ID is also green screen because the person that edited it just didn't fix it. I think this came out pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect. I think originally it was just going to be a regular video montage with just random things in the background. But having it turn into a contest, I think, was the best way to just get some fun things in there.
Yeah, I thought we were supposed to be like traveling around the world, and that was like later in the
Right, yeah.
like that.
Well, we did it. There were so many things that there were like a bunch of green screen clips of Steve and Alex just doing random things. There was one of like, I think we were like climbing, and then there was one where we were like fighting the air, but there was nothing there. There's some really funny ones in there. This was Haley's idea to add that stuff voicing over instead of just like, that wasn't in the script at all.
Ooh, amazing acting.
What do you mean? That is Oscar worthy. I feel like the movie. Oh, look at the bottom of the green screen at the door. Oh no! What a disaster. I think that a lot of the balance of comedy and drama should have just focused on more comedy. I put into the script more drama than I initially wanted to shoot. It originally was more dramatic and less comical, and then eventually I was like, Airplane's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of where all these jokes come from. There's a bunch of cut jokes from this whole movie that just never got shot or never made. I had to slow down the music in order to make that cut work. There's so many funny versions of this too. I thought this was the funniest. Originally it wasn't supposed to be funny, but that
Well, because this was one of the first times that we were doing it, and he had no idea how he
Right.
was going to pick me up, and I had no idea.
So-
Because I've never been slung like a sack of potatoes over someone's back before, so that was a little scary. So that was the face, if you were wondering.
that's what that was. It was like,
It was
what's
like
happening?
I was like, all right, is he gonna be able to do it? Like, I was watching just like the viewer, trying to see how horribly that was gonna go.
It went fine. He never dropped. Oh no, there were a couple of times where you were like, no, stop, I'm falling. But he didn't actually end up dropping you, which I think is worth brownie
win.
points. It's a win. This shoot cost like $260. Because we had to rent the airspace.
Ah, right.
That green screen came out so much better. I mean, that's not green screen, but the green screen on the side of the car came out so much better than your driving scene. Not your driving was bad, but the green screen was.
No, I mean, it's okay.
Well,
You know, when I get blood on my face later,
right.
not a spoiler.
Yeah.
That was a huge thing because I am allergic to red dye.
Oh, that's right.
And so I had to see if I was going to get an allergic reaction.
Sorry, we had to put it on your arm first, right? Or something like that.
I don't even
Were you allergic to that one?
I don't think so, but I think you were still like, don't put it on your face.
Right. I was so fortunate to get Maggie to do this.
Yeah.
The voice earlier in the house was Abby Comprelli, but she couldn't make this shoot, so I texted Maggie like, please. She was like, sure. She's literally the sweetest person in the world. And there's Dr. Filler up. The man, the myth, the legend. The cuts to black were a way to hide myself in the reflection of the car later. So I added them earlier to keep a consistency, but there's a point where I cross down and you see my whole just reflection in the thing. So I just kept adding those to hide it. Oh, tripod in the back. I'm fired. $200 shoot ruined by a tripod.
I don't see it.
Well, it's not there anymore. Oh, and on the floor, you can see it before. Oh, this is where I cut it. But there's a piece in the shot before because we shot this one time before, but the ground was too hot, right? And you burned yourself, or it was too warm, so we put a shirt on the floor so that he could drop you on top of it so it didn't cook you. I think this came out really well.
Yeah, I agree.
$800, totally worth it. Actually, $900 because I had to pay a Foley artist to add those sound effects afterwards.
It kind of looks like COVID. You know, like the red.
Have you ever seen Spider-Man 3?
No.
With Sam? Have you seen any of the Spider-Man movies?
No.
What?
No.
What?
Although I am a big Andrew Garfield fan.
Well, this is Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
But in the third movie, there's a scene where like Sandman gets his powers and whatnot, and it's just a CGI reimagination of that scene when the sand like goes into his finger and then like cracks in his cells and then expands and it turns him into sand or whatever. That was just a cut of that. In fact, as a template on Final Cut, I had that scene in there. But don't tell Sam Raimi, because I think that's illegal. This too, Haley was begging me. Actually, a couple of people were begging me to remove the whole running gag, the Scott Pilgrim gag, where we censored everything, and actually let you curse. There was a hashtag let Nina say the F word.
But I don't think that I ever did on camera.
You did in this one.
I did?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's bleeped out, but this is the only time. You said, that's the only time I'm doing that for you. And I was like, well, you know what? I'll take what I can get.
I still don't.
I have a couple videos. I do. Behind the scenes. Like when you were talking about Bitmoji and all the kid stuff and the hepatitis. Yeah, you cursed in that, yeah. Oh, and there's another part where you say the A word and then you're like, what is it all for? You like refuse to say ass or something, and you were like, I was like, what did you say? And you're like, you said you bleeped out the word Jack but not ass. And I was like, but you just said it. And you're like, what is it all for?
I remember that.
David's voiceover came through really well on this.
Yeah.
He sent me this like 2 weeks before I finished the film. I was like, just improv it. And he was like, okay. Actually, PJ, who plays Agent Ghost earlier in the film, did the same thing with his opening line. He asked me if he was allowed to curse in that, and I said, well, no, but if you can like find a clever way to build up to saying something really bad, and then I cut it off at the end, and that's what he did, and it came out really well. So thank you, David. Love David. Also, you can totally tell that the building outside of the school into the studio just is not the same place. Look at the walls right there.
I mean, when you can see the outside, that's... But even still, it looks good.
This continuity break kills me. Watch, doors open, and then boom, closed.
Yep.
I want to die. But I think this is really the turning point. Right after, I think, up to the car crash is really the turning point for, like, just the film getting good. Which is also, like, the last 5 minutes.
No. Well, this is by far... Alright. Is it?
Yeah,
This is by
right.
far the best scene in the whole movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with that. I think that was Emma on camera who did that cinematography. We did that a couple times. This scene took us like an hour and a half, 2 hours to just get the lines, and eventually we just were like, Nina, read us the lines on camera.
That is kind of every scene, though.
Yeah, that is the whole movie.
I don't know.
I guess this one's not special.
But, yeah. I really like how we put in the least amount of effort to try to learn the lines. Just
we didn't memorize them. We're just like, yeah, here's the script. Just come in with the script each day and just, we'll just figure it out. Yeah,
you would tell me the day of what scene we were shooting. I was like, I guess I just won't even bother.
I will never forget, this transition right here as the music comes in, the screen gets tighter. Love it. I think it came out so well.
So good.
But I'll never forget when you came into your audition and you were the only person that annotated their script.
Yeah, and not even that big of a deal.
I thought it was the greatest thing. I was like, wow.
I hope I didn't lead you on into thinking that I was a little bit better than I was. I mean, the headshots.
I mean, you didn't get the headshot.
Were pretty low.
I gave up because only one person brought in the headshot. We had Olivia Greenberg teach us this choreography, and I'm really proud of it. I think it came out really well. Bam! I was in a lot of pain when I landed on my back like that. That was practical as well. There was like there's 40 plus clips of me trying to get on my legs to do that lift off, and I don't know why I couldn't before. We had, I think it was AJ, but I forget his name, but there's a part where I get knocked on the floor and I like fall sideways. We had David hold the camera and follow us with it, and then he held my hands as I fell to the ground. This is the last thing we actually added in the film was my voiceover for getting spun around. Oh, I love this.
This one got a
This
full
is yeah,
cackle.
yeah.
Not
Your
my
mom burst. This is the loudest laugh we got.
No.
I don't even. She was laughing so hard she didn't even hear me say empty. Yeah, that my hands are being held by another guy, and then he eventually just let go of me when I was close enough to the ground. This was always like tragic because when after he gets stabbed, we're on the other side. I mean, we have enough understanding of the room for it to not really matter, but it's jarring. I think that was me on camera right there, and then I'm on the floor. Emma Crowningshield and Emma was, she was assistant director and she was absolutely amazing throughout the entire shoot. Even after we broke up, she was totally invested in the rest of the film. She helped David with his lines. I was running through behind the scenes footage and she was running with, getting him to memorize his lines by reading them with him over and over again. And I can't thank Emma enough for putting in a lot of work for this movie.
Yeah, Emma was great. She tried to help me with my makeup.
Oh, yeah?
Because I still can't do makeup.
Right, it was your mom, right? Your mom came in a lot to do it for you.
Tracy Maxwell, if anyone was
Tracy, yeah. Oh, now it's all muted. But this, I thought you said it wrong.
No.
This too, because originally the film ended like a stereotypical rom-com, and then everyone after our read-through was like, no. So having you beat the crap out of Steve at the end of the film, so much better.
Well, do you want to tell them the real reason, or are you going to go by that fake story?
What was the real reason?
It was because... Oh, you weren't there!
Wait, I gotta hear this.
It was because I didn't want my first kiss to be
on camera. Is that really why?
Yeah.
That's really funny. Cause I thought that the initial reason, because Emma told me that it was like a bunch of people that said no, and I was like, yeah, I guess, and they changed it. We changed it to knocking Steve out, but I thought it was because Emma felt uncomfortable with me doing that on camera, and then of course I did Grease 2 weeks later, and She Kills Monsters, but. Yeah, that totally ended like a cheesy film, and then we changed the line to "We're too self-aware to end on such a sappy note." This also came out really well. I hope I'm allowed to say Cerebro. I hope that's allowed.
Oh, is that copyrighted as well?
I mean, it's an X-Men thing. No, it's bam.
I don't think that this is gonna get as much press as you think.
Oh, no, definitely not. But also, being that I'm going to the Oscars.
I forgot about
as a nomination, I feel like it's only necessary.
Actually, if you look up Justice for Nina, it was trending on Twitter because I got what's the word? I had it a few minutes ago.
You had what?
I got snuffed from the Oscars. What's it called?
Blacklisted?
No.
Blackballed?
I don't know. They just basically they completely didn't. They
just disregarded your whole Oscar?
They just saw this and I guess decided not to.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, they've actually. I was talking to Leo, Leonardo DiCaprio, as everyone else knows him, and he was telling me he was just totally disappointed that Nina Maxwell wasn't invited back, probably after that incident with the whole seeing Vanessa Hudgens and freaking out. It was really. I'm embarrassed.
Excuse me, she saw me and broke out.
I'm still embarrassed by the whole event.
Yeah. Alright, well.
Which is why we've actually recasted you for the sequel.
Oh.
Yeah, we started filming back, right after this, actually. Back-to-back shoots. We didn't know if it was going to be successful. It was just, a surprise.
Right. You say recast, I say I tried to quit halfway through. We have different memories, but that's okay.
It was really impressive how you kept your performance, to the highest standard the whole time. Even though you hated every second of it, you really gave it your all. You really, it was like, Fox Mulder and Scully from the X-Files, even though they hated each other, they gave great performances. And I really feel like that's what ended up happening here.
If I I had to give a reason, it would be because halfway through I realized that I could get bullied for this. like extremely bullied. Like therapy.
My original plan was to show this at Knowles. To show this at the school in the theater. Yeah, with, everyone.
Shucks.
Yeah, sorry.
Darn.
Yeah, too bad. There's some virus. I don't know anything about it, though. This is they filmed their own personal bloopers, and they were trying to do
Just
one.
sent it to you?
Yeah, well, it was on the camera. We were in between takes, and they turned the camera on. And they started dancing, and then they were to get PJ and Eric at the same level. I had him stand on a cinder block, and he was dancing on it, and of course he fell.
Oh.
There was an explanation. There's an explanation point of that where you mentioned that's BitLife, but I cut it out to make you look worse.
No, I mean, I'm just very good at playing BitLife.
Yeah, I do still play BitLife?
I don't.
What happened? Too much.
I've done it all.
Oh, I see.
You can only do so much cocaine.
Is that what BitLife is taught you?
Sinuses are destroyed. So.
How many times have you died on BitLife to the cocaine addiction?
I mean, I don't know, because I've had probably, if you counted all the kids that I've had on BitLife, in the triple digits.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And I heard that Khloe Kardashian actually saw me, how I look after giving birth to 100 kids.
Oh, yeah.
And was very envious and showed my picture because my body was
Oh,
amazing after giving birth. Right?
I
bounced back very
did.
fast.
You should definitely go to TMZ about that. They would eat that up entirely. Oh yeah, I loved it. He was so into doing the film. Mr. Wheelahan was so into it. I added this. This motion picture is protected by copyright because I felt like it would look more professional.
But doesn't that go usually in the beginning of the movie?
I don't know.
It has the FBI thing.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, whatever. David had his Spider-Man mask on set every day. And I think that it really added different energy. This is sequel bait. Stuck in Your Head. Stuck in Your Soul coming out 2020. Just 2020. It's coming out next month.
It's just 5 minutes of me explaining it to the camera.
Yeah, it's just you're reading a story of how Stuck in Your Head 2 would go. Here's my problem with this scene. It doesn't fit the tone. Because initially I was writing this as a drama comedy, and I wanted to bring in a whole Nina Alex going through the trauma of watching her father and sister die in a car accident, and I wanted to give Mariana more screen time, and I kind of I love how you push her.
I just don't. Why did I do that?
Oh no. This whole part of the scene, this whole scene is just a disaster. But I really wanted to have more Mariana in the film. I really regret not getting more Mariana. And Navon, he's just hysterical.
What a guy! Go follow his YouTube.
He has a YouTube?
I think it's called Coastal Cove.
What does he do?
He does a lot of. Well, there's one that was when your father talks about how rough he had it, and it's just oh yeah, well when I was your age, I had to walk barefoot 500 miles to school back and forth every day, and then it was over burning coal, and no one cares. I'm sorry.
No.
You're welcome, Navon. Yeah, Navon.
This is your shout out, Navon.
Navon, I have Venmo if you'd like to pay me for this shout
For marketing.
Yeah.
This is another thing. I thought it was funny at first, and then it just didn't fit.
Yeah, it's a little confusing.
Yeah, there's no reason for you to call the camera back. Honestly, I only wanted to the only reason I wanted this part of the script was to have that transition to show that you're able to interrupt just the film in general, and to cause the film to transition like it was listening to you. But there was nothing after it. It was just you talking about TikTok and whatever, and I was like, this too. It was too mean. They're all very talented. That's Lindsay Clark and Julia Bachman. All three of them. And Michaela Yacker. Yeah, they're all really talented, but I felt like it was too realistic.
Yeah.
She kills monsters was one thing, which is a great show. It was one thing to have them bullying, but in this, Rydell High.
Yeah, that just hurt a little.
I felt bad for Michaela. They're really ripping into her. Rydell High. I was, Grease, Kaneki. I was Kaneki in Grease. That's my greatest moment of my life. I peaked in high school. Is essentially what that. There was a bunch of scenes also in the script of David. He was just supposed to be there, and then it never fruitioned. Everybody used to mess with me whenever I'd say, "All right, sound check," and I would clap, and then you would clap after me, and then we.
Did that ruin this?
No, the whole film was just destroyed because of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, had to re-film most of it, and that is actually your twin sister, who you've never met.
Nina Maxwell.
Nina Maxwell.
For some reason, same name, same first name.
Yeah, same first name and last name, but
No.
different.
Same first name, different last name.
Yes.
That's how twins work. Same other, different father.
Yeah, exactly. There were so many takes of this, which are hysterical to watch. I couldn't even use the front angle. Because we shot the front angle and the side angle differently, because we only had the one camera. So, Anjanine. Who is Anjanine? Do you have an Anjanine?
I don't have an Anjanine.
Did you come up with that name? Was it you?
I think you saw me in the beginning. I just said, she's out with Aunt Janine. Which, fun fact, when I was just watching this a few minutes ago, I realized I said, Mom's out for lunch with Aunt Janine, and then he says she's rotting in prison.
That is an improv no-no going against the other person's... Yeah, you're like, yeah, she's out at lunch. In prison!
Yeah.
This is another thing where I think Maggie has really good comedic timing, and she kept trying to get involved, and I felt bad 'cause she was in the back seat, so a lot of her lines got talked over, right there. But Maggie is so unbelievably talented. Have you seen Maggie on TikTok? Her first 2 videos got 100,000 views.
Oh.
She's now has a little I don't know if she has 1 million followers, but she is just blowing up on TikTok because she's ridiculously talented.
Good for her.
Which means I need to capitalize and get her into more short films.
Or just make sure that her name is big so that when in the credits it's very large.
I should remove Nina
look her
Maxwell and put in Maggie Waldron. Yeah. Or not. It's fine. You guys can't see it, but she actually is holding me at knife point.
Knife point?
Couldn't afford the gun,
Yeah.
My uncle also, who plays your dad in the film, was so on board to be in this movie. He was actually disappointed that a lot of these Anjanine things didn't keep it into the film. I wish they could fit, but I don't know if 8 minutes of you guys arguing about Anjanine. I don't know if it would have brought the film time up, but I don't know if it would have worked so much.
Yeah, I actually don't know.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. So yeah, actually, I think that you should have put this in because it's very good and it just doesn't really fit. But maybe I think that you should have a second movie just where you throw together, because we definitely have enough bloopers from every scene.
Right.
So we have the official release and then the every single time that we messed up release.
Oh yeah, I'll send you all those clips and you can edit those together.
Yeah.
I don't think you want that. My computer, which is 400 something gigs, ran out of storage with this movie.
Wow.
It was such a relief to delete it off my computer once I finished it. I have all the clips saved though, so yeah, Nina. Yeah, all right, so officially, Stuck in Your Head 2 is going to be edited and produced by Nina Maxwell.
Thank you.
It's coming out in It's coming out next week. Yeah, next week.
Okay.
And
Glad
it's just
we're
going to be
on
the uncensored blooper reel of Stuck in Your Head.
Yeah. If you want to hear me curse. Just kidding. Go to another movie for that.
So if I did make a Stuck in Your Head 2, what would it take to get you to be in that movie? A letter from Leo, my pal?
An apology letter? Yeah, maybe.
For being in this movie. apology from Leo for not letting you attend the Oscars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to tell anybody, but even though he was disappointed you didn't make it there, he actually was the one that requested they not re-invite you.
You know, I actually heard it was because of the whole Russia ban.
Yeah.
Right, because I'm Russian. I don't know if you know.
I did not. Oh.
Yeah, not to bring. But
I did not know that.
So. I'm glad that you think it was about Selena.
You're Russian?
Yeah.
That really affects the release of this film. I don't know. I don't know if I can publicly really. I'm gonna have to talk to my lawyer. Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Sue me, please.
I mean, we'll see. I think we're really fortunate that I used Freelancer. I don't know if you ever heard of her. Do you use do you do art stuff? You do art stuff, right? Or no? Your mom said that you do art stuff.
My mom likes to think that me being able to use iMovie is something special.
Oh, iMovie, that's nice.
She thought that I could do $800 CGI. She was really impressed by a trailer that I made for a movie that I made in 8th grade.
With the templates?
Yeah. It was the horror one where it's like black and white.
Yep. My uncle uses those because he has an Instagram for his cat called Mayor Milo Washington Jr. And
another plug?
Yeah, another plug.
You want to spell it out for the...
Mayor Milo Washington Jr., the one and only. He uses those as Mayor Milo trailers. He likes to villainize the other cats and make Milo a hero. But in the house, Milo is just a bully. He's just a bully cat. But yeah. Do you have anything you want to say? Any critiques or any memories you have of being unstuck in your head?
A million critiques.
Hit me with them.
Okay, well, first of all, if we want to go, my acting leaves much to be desired.
No!
I think I kind of mumbled a few things. I should have spoken up. If I could do it again, I think I would be a lot more relaxed and eased into the character.
Character?
It
was just a name change.
Right. Okay, so I'd be a lot more relaxed, and I think there's supposed to be a B there, but I forget what the second point was.
Right.
And then also, I think that we didn't talk enough about the script.
Right. Well,
sometimes it just seemed like we just didn't know the lines, which is true.
Yes, but that is such a big thing because there was a whole running gag that we just ended up dropping because of filming, where everything, the opening scene, all the scenes in the classroom, pretty much every scene up to just a random point, you have the script on you, and that's because you were supposed to have the script, throw the script away, and then freak out when you found out Steve was a bad guy, and then grab the script again off camera, which was the only point of why you had the script the whole movie.
Just for that.
Just for that one gag that didn't even fruition.
When we did the first run-through, I remember being like, wow, this is really cool. This is a really good idea. And I still think that. I just think that it made a lot more sense when you were reading it. And it didn't really translate that well.
Well, because we didn't even film it. We didn't even add it to the movie. It just didn't happen.
Can we keep going?
Well, no. Yeah, we can keep going, and because I'll just add black after this. But yeah, is there anything else that you remember off of the set of Stuck in Your Head? What else?
Well, I'm very mad about this actually.
Oh, hit me with it.
I almost got hypothermia. Story time. There was a scene there where we shot in the freezing cold.
It was our first day of shooting, right?
First day of shooting.
December 21st?
Yeah, yeah. It was the day after I got off my braces.
Oh, that's right. We were filming right after you got your braces. You auditioned with your braces on, right?
Yep. And so anyway, I almost got hypothermia, and lo and behold, I watched the movie, and it's not there. I was so cold because I didn't wear my jacket, because I can't wear my jacket in the middle of a...
That was also when we used the Black Magic camera, because we were going to use that giant studio camera,
right.
But it just was too much of a hassle to use that hulking camera, and we ended up not being able to use any... Oh, and you were driving!
Yeah.
And I made you drive my car.
Yeah.
Because...
And I don't know how to drive. I didn't know how to drive.
Do you know how to drive now?
I do.
Well... The heck, we're just have to reshoot, those scenes. For Stuck in Your Head too.
Right.
Yeah, I regretted that whole day.
Yeah.
It was like a $200 day. I bought like $70 worth of pizza. I bought like $70 worth of pizza and like $40 worth of water bottles for everybody. I talked to Casper about it, and he was like, "Yeah, that kind of sucks." He told it was a learning experience. He said that next time to order donuts from this like there's a donut place down in Denville, and they're really cheap, and you can get a bunch, and it like feeds the cast. So that's what I would do next time instead of that huge mistake. That was that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that it?
Well, I think so.
I don't know what else to say. Thank you for watching. Stuck in Your Heads director's commentary, because this is what I promised on the Kickstarter. Thank you for donating to the Kickstarter, because only people that donated can see this until November 4th when the movie comes out publicly. Yeah. So I think that's it. This is the worst ending I could provide to a Kickstarter by saying, thank you, but not thank you. It's like a really prolonged thank you. I'm still going on. I'm still rambling.
Thank you. I think that we're really good at doing this, so look for my podcast.
Yes.
Coming out.
And your Instagram and your TikTok.
All right.
Nina Maxwell.
I would also like to thank you. We could not have gotten it finished without you.
That's true.
This was a long time coming. We actually filmed this
2019.
almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
No, it was, well, we started, if it was December, it'd be almost 2 years ago when we started, right? 2018?
Oh, 2018.
2018 was the first shoot date,
Mhm.
and then
So
we
almost
finished
2
in
years ago.
2019.
And now it's almost 2020.
Disgusting!
It's almost December 2020. Almost.
Wow.
Relatively almost.
I guess it's all, yeah.
I guess everything's
Compared to
almost.
the 2020 when we started, the December when we started filming this.
Alright, no one cares anymore.
No one cares at all. In fact, I think everyone's clicked off the video. So I think I'm going to click off the video right now.
Alright, if you're the last one person still watching this, thanks again.